My first actual piece of work and content on the radio was, believe it or not, back in the day I owned a silver 4-track mini disc Yamaha, well I just said it, 4-track recorder. And I have a really good friend of mine, DJ Drew, who's in radio up in LA. And I grew up with Drew, and he asked me if he could come over to my home studio and put together a 4-track mix. Back then, no computers, nothing. It was just the actual 4-track mini disc. Hitting buttons, no mouse, no keyboards. He came over and we put this 4-track together, and it was featured on his radio station. So that was my first actual content on the radio. The first time I actually had this feeling in my heart and my gut that said I need to be on the radio was I was listening to the Baker Boys one morning. I was actually driving with my brother, and I was like, man, these guys are just killing it. They're mixing, they're brothers, they're doing everything that they want to do. They're having fun most of all. And I was like, I want to do that. I want to be on turntables. And back then, obviously, it was harder than it is now. But listening to the Baker Boys was my first time that I really said, I want to be in radio. Here's the number one thing that it takes to be on the radio. In my opinion, it's skill level. Because back then, back in the old days, for me, $20 a month would only buy me 4 pieces of vinyl. Right now, $20 a month gets you an unlimited download or unlimited downloads on a record pool. So by me saying that it's easier now, it's just, I guess the resources are easier. But to actually be on the radio, no matter how good you are, no matter what MIDI controllers you're using, no matter who you know, what you know, the number one thing is skill level. All social media aside, how many followers, that doesn't matter. The thing is, you need to understand that when you're on the radio, and I do want to put this out. This is very important for you to know that, in my opinion, for you to be on the radio, skill set, skill level, it is number one. It takes commitment, dedication, and you got to stay fresh all the time. Again, you can come in here into the radio station. You can bring all your MIDI controllers or your toys, your favorite needles. It doesn't matter. If you're not good, you're not good. So that's the bottom line. I have on my personal website over, I want to say at this point, over 100 mixtapes. And the reason why I make mixtapes is because they keep me fresh. They keep me fresh with my skills. They keep me fresh with the music that I should know and be aware of. And I make mixtapes of all genres, from reggae to dance to hip-hop, old school, current top 40, you name it, I'm making it. But again, I'm making it because it keeps me fresh. So the next time I'm at that club, at that gig, and I'm going, man, I want to change things up a little bit, it keeps me diverse. All these mixtapes keep me fresh as to which ones are the songs that I should play, which songs I shouldn't play. So, believe it or not, that's the fun that I get out of DJing still to this point in time, is hanging out in my home studio and making mixtapes. I have the heart of my entire studio is a Motu Audio Express. The brains of the studio is Ableton. I started with Pro Tools, went to Cubase, and then ended up with Ableton. Probably the best thing I've ever done in my life. Ableton has allowed me to be more creative. Ableton has allowed me to enhance the quality of the outcome of all of my music, all of my production, my interviews, everything that I've done. I still own the original pair of turntables that I've always had. I have a TTM 57 mixer at the house. Here at the studio we use a Pioneer. But again, you should be versed on every type of mixer out there. I own 4 KRKs. 2 of them are 8-inch KRKs, and they are the original. They're the first version. Then I have 2 5-inch KRKs, which are Generation 2. I have a home studio desk that was built from parts and pieces from IKEA. So I suggest IKEA. They're not paying me to say this, but they by all means have the best pieces to put together a solid desk for your studio. I do own an Ableton Push that I'm still trying to learn to this day, but I got to keep moving on that. And that pretty much does it for toys. Okay, so once again, I'm DJ CO1, 98.5 KLUC. So my partner John Q and I, we're going to continue this DJ's Corner. Thank you so much for stopping by. I do want to shout out a couple of people. Club Killers, DJ City, obviously CBS Radio. My partner John Q is going to also be a part of this in front of the camera as well as behind the camera. So shout out to him. Shout out to everybody who's been there for me since day one, because it means a big deal, and I still have great close relationships to everybody, and keep visiting because we have some good guests coming up. So it's my website, djco1music.com. Most importantly, come back and visit kluc.com.
You know I try, but I don't do too well with apologies. I hope I don't run out of time, cause someone call a referee. Cause I just need one more shot, have forgiveness.